Rendille, a remarkable ethnic group residing in the arid northern Kenya. These nomadic pastoralists are often referred to as the elders of the stick of God.
Ora lama la hamala guba. Ora lama la hame it's not eaten. Ala guba it's burnt. Ichoka also to mamba bombe yate until it all becomes ash. There lafti stikote bombe itita achirta. So there are specific ones. The bone yenye imekuwa asidio. Now the bone that is turned up into ash. Kuna zile of course ikichomeka si yote inaisha.
Yeah.
Na hiyo kidogo wanatumia kuandika huko. No, they do actually not across but they do. So whenever even when moon ikionekana wanadili wanajiandika hivi.
Right. Kama the sign of the moon.
Yes, they put it here. No. Na wakiweka hapo wanatumia hiyo bone. The bone is passed into generations. There's even one it's not in this book. One of the Rendille clans, Duzahay, they have an Arab. An Arab is horn.
Yeah, shofar.
Yes, it's only one for the entire Rendille community. So every household iko na yake, but that's made of horn ya
Kudu.
But there is a specific one. So hii kila mtu anapuliza yake during ceremonies.
Yes.
Mwezi ikionekana unapuliza yako.
Kama mimi niko nayo.
So inapulizwa mwezi ikionekana. I get it?
Yeah.
But this one, hii moja kwa nyumba moja.
Only.
Ya wambile. It's one. It's made from elephant tusk. They believe it could have been elephant.
Wow.
Lakini hii kitu imepitishwa, ukienda kuuliza if you meet any elephant tusk, hii kitu ilikuwa ya nani? Nobody knows.
Wow.
And it cannot. Even the National Museums of Kenya.
Hayuko nayo.
No, walienda kutafuta. And they literally say, if you take this, you will only get it when all the Rendille men are dead. They have to defend.
Mwene sana.
Mungu lakini na alailotam.
Sasa hiyo tu kidogo different kama kwenye Judaism kwa sababu wao wanasema ile inatakiwa ile iwe ile halal kosher animal. Ile mnyama analiwa. Kwa hiyo kama kudu ni part of the kosher.
So no hata hii you see it's the nini who are saying the elephant.
Yeah.
But in reality the reason why it's considered elephant imekuwa white.
Okay.
Rendille ukiuliza then actually the Rendille name the Rendille response to it.
Yeah.
Hii kitu ilikuwa ya nani? Unasema Rendille gold rat and so on. Meaning the Rendille came out with it.
Yes.
So it's as old as
Anything. Wow.
In only one singular family.
Yeah.
It's only held by the Wambile family. Na the firstborn son ya the Wambile. Yeye akikufa firstborn wake ndio anakipa. And it continues like that forever.
Wow.
So it's quite a unique every there's the
Passover back
And
in
then-
the days, yes.
the blood sorio is written. It's using the word written, but it's more about smeared on men
Yeah.
and camels. So I'm trying to look for now. Why sorio? Nasema sorio is a prayer to Wah. You're praying to Wah so that they can give you good health,
Right.
and provide you with the opportunities for life.
That is the important thing. If you are good,
And
you are
Sorio,
everything.
wanasema rendille chiri Sorio got rendille and so by. So the rendille came out in Sorio. They came out in Sorio and they cannot leave it up.
Yes, so it is so
Because
good.
if you leave it, bad things happen. School. So now when during the Sorio wakati inachinja, all weapon, yeah, if you have any weapons, it has to be inside the house.
Okay.
Anything weaponry cannot be outside during Sorio. That's number one. Including knives and apart from the knife slaughtered in Sorio. Okay? If you have a spear, that is the only time spears get into the house.
Okay.
You cannot have spears outside the house during Sorio. Okay? Now when it's slaughtered, after the cleansing of the animal, they use milk on the mouth, milk on the tail, milk on the back.
Yeah.
Then boys, with their gumbo sticks, the Sorio stick, or the one they call the stick of God. So si imeoshwa. Sasa nyinyi mnakuja na fimbo na ekelea juu. Say Sorio. Sorio 3 times. Okay? So every man nakuja with hiyo fimbo yake 3 times. Every man was there. For kids who don't have sticks and for men ambaye amesahau fimbo yake unakuja unaishikilia mkono. Sorio 3 times. After that, the animal is held inalalishwa on the right side.
Right.
The right side. Alafu ikilala, someone must hold the mouth. But si kunyonga, it must breathe.
Yes.
So it's just the mouth, but it's breathing. Yes. And then someone is holding the hind legs, and someone the front legs.
Okay.
Alafu ikishikwa, so once you cut the skin, the throat skin, below the throat, the veins that are there, and the other throat is cut. You slit it. You don't slit the esophagus.
Yes.
Once you slit it, the blood is let flow. And huko chini, they make some small hole, but the blood has to flow in front of the house.
Yes.
All the blood once it's drained. The other thing that rendille ensure is that once that animal is slaughtered, it lies there, and someone holds it down so that it does not turn. You get it? Yeah. So when it was sleeping on the right, because even after cutting the throat, it takes some time before it dies. Yeah. So you don't let it. I feel it's not supposed to struggle. So someone holds it down until you are sure that it's dead. Then now they carry it into the house for skinning. All the blood has to be drained completely, so that now you can slaughter the meat. So real meat is shared across the whole settlement. Because there's a belief that not any 3 legs from the same animal can be cooked in the same pot. It means when you slaughter your Sorio goat, you cannot cook more than 2 actually. So you can only cook 2 legs in your house. The other 2 have to go to other people. But other people can also bring to you. You can exchange them. The reason sometimes someone has slaughtered a small goat, someone has slaughtered a skinny goat, and you have a fat one, so you exchange, you share.
Na ile sehemu kwa mguu wa nyuma ambayo ilitoa haikuliwi.
Which one is that?
Kuna sehemu haikuliwi kwa hii mguu hapo.
I am not sure any part that is not eaten apart from probably the bladder, the gallbladder in the stomach. That one is not eaten. But the meat, all the legs are eaten. The 4 of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Sasa kwa sababu ana rekodi ndio stop kwanza.
Turned up into ash. kuna zile of course ikichomeka si yote inaisha.
Yeah.
Na hiyo kidogo wanatumia kuandika huko. No, they do actually not across but they do. So whenever even when moon ikionekana rendille wanajiandika hivi.
Right. Kama the sign of the moon.
Yes, they put it here. No. Na wakiweka hapo wanatumia hiyo bond. The bond is passed into generations. There's even one it's not in this book. One of the rendille clans, Duzahay, they have an Arab. An Arab is horn.
Yeah, shofar.
Yes, it's only one for the entire rendille community. So every household iko na yake, but that's made of horn ya kudu. But there is a specific one. So hizi kila mtu anapuliza yake during ceremonies. Mwezi ikionekana unapuliza yake.
Kama mimi niko nayo.
So inapulizwa mwezi ikionekana. I get it?
Yeah.
But this one, hii moja kwa nyumba moja.
Only.
Ya wambile. It's one. It's made from elephant tusk. They believe it could have been elephant.
Wow.
Lakini hii kitu imepitishwa, ukienda kuuliza if you meet any elder and ask hii kitu ilikuwa ya nani, nobody knows.
Wow.
And it cannot, even the National Museums of Kenya.
Hayuko nayo.
No, walienda kutafuta. And they literally say, if you take this, you'll only get it when all the rendille men are dead. They have to defend.
Mwene sana.
Mungu lakini na alaiota.
Sasa hiyo tu kidogo different kama kwenye Judaism kwa sababu wao wanasema ile inatakiwa ile iwe ile halal kosher animal. Ile mnyama analiwa. Kwa hiyo kama kudu ni part of the kosher.
So no hata hii you see it's the nini who are saying the elephant.
Yeah.
But in reality, the reason why it's considered elephant, imekuwa white.
Okay.
Rendille ukiuliza, then actually the rendille name, the rendille response to it.
Yeah.
Hii kitu ilikuwa ya nani? Unasema rendille gold rat and so white. Meaning the rendille came out with it.
Yes.
So it's as old as
anything. Wow.
In only one secular family.
Yeah.
It's only held by the Wambile family. Na the firstborn son ya the Wambile. Yeah, akikufa firstborn wake ndio anakipa. And it continues like that forever.
Wow.
So it's quite a unique every there's so this or the word that I was talking about now this is how the rendille sort the word.
Oh, hii ni okay.
So hii ni buzi kwa sasa hivi inalishwa chini. No.
Hadi sio anashutia kwa hapa makao.
Ni hapa. So now we look at it hii ni so this it's only men.
Yeah.
It's only men when you take part. Unashika huku. When you're cutting, of course you don't cut the throat. I don't see kukata the one that inatoa hewa.
Yes, inajua hiyo.
But this other one inakatwa.
Ambayo ile inakuwa na two pipes.
Yes.
Kuna hii na kuna hii.
So the hard one ikatwi. Hewa. Lakini ile the throat ile chakula inapita.
Yes.
Hiyo ndio inakatwa.
Okay.
Unaacha esophagus.
Yes, unaacha esophagus unakata ile inakatwa na huko. And when ikikatwa you have to plate it. Na unajua hiyo you actually look for
because once ikikatwa hiyo ndio inaondoa ile
kwa ubongo hormones zina
actually most of them unaona akikata the skin inakata hiyo skin and then shika the white one ndio kidogo ndio kisu
ndio watu wanachomanga pia wanakula
Hata si wanaitoa na unaikata from the behind na ufanye ku separate the head from the neck.
Yeah.
Ikufe.
Yes, I don't separate. Unajua
Yes.
hata in Judaism inaitwa shechita. Shechita, the difference is the knife has to be extremely sharp.
Yeah, even I.
They take hata my father and my grandfather, they have to test 3 people. Wana test kwa kidole how sharp it is. Ikiwa na kitu kidogo wanasema hii italeta maumivu. So wanaisoften.
Na sharp ndio hata sisi unaona tu kabla. No, you don't even if the knife was sharp. Especially drills. Ile nyingine unajua watu wanafanya tu vitu wanafanya. But during surgery.
Yeah.
Before, even if you are very sure that the knife is sharp.
Yeah.
Before your knife change your ngozi. Mzee ataenda mwenyewe kai kwa jiwe sharpen. Even if you was sharp.
Lazima be sharp.
Confirmation.
Alafu unaigusa hivi. So si knife imeshika hivi. Unaigusa hivi.
Yeah.
Video and feel. You know, a sharp one utasikia the edge haina ile roughness. Sasa ndio wanasema it's ready for the slaughter. Now, it's not every knife can slaughter. Wakati ya surgery, it's only the knife of that household that we can.
Okay.
And actually, knife si inakuanga kwa nyumba. It's the wife. Kuitisha. Haitoi nje.
Okay.
The men now take it from the outside. Now when it's cut, most of the time, blood ya surgery yote inaenda chini.
It has to be drained. It has to. Okay.
Ni mbele ya nyumba. Doesn't have to happen anywhere.
Sema hiyo kwa English. Hiyo kwamba damu inaenda chini kwa sababu ndio wanataka kujua. Sababu kwa wanasema damu lazima itiririke kwa ardhi. Sema hiyo capture hiyo.
So surgery is slaughtered.
Passover.
And after the wash, the cleaning of that, cleansing of that animal, the milk. Then first
about what do rendille believe and the difference kwa hiyo chronological.
So first, now as a community, rendille believe in Wah, and Wah is one God. Now, and Wah is worshipped at the Nabo. Nabo is a sacred site. Every rendille settlement has one. You cannot have 2 Nabos in the same settlement. So in one settlement, there is a Nabo.
It's like a synagogue.
And it's elders, men, who partake in the worship in the Nabo, in the prayers in the Nabo. And most of the time, prayers take place late at night and early in the morning. And so at the Nabo, it's very sacred. The Nabo fire is never let to die forever. Even when the family settle, when they are moving, they move in the fire. Or if any eventuality happens, the fire has to be restarted afresh.
But they are not worshiping the fire.
And they don't worship the fire, they don't worship, and the moon has been said they worship one God. Now, the moon also plays a very critical place in rendille. And the place it plays is that it is what is used to count and to know time. So the rendille have and follow a strict lunar calendar based on the days of the moon. Events happen based on the cycle of the moon. For instance, Suryo can only happen on the 9th or the 10th day of the moon, a bright moon, that is the 9th day and the 10th day of the moon, bright moon. If you are traveling on the 9th or the 10th day, you have to wait for the 14th day. Only the 14th day. Now, so the moon calendar, the rendille lunar calendar is subdivided into two. So the 15 bright days and the 15 days of darkness, and therefore sometimes they do not go hand in hand with the Gregorian calendar. For instance, today being the 12th date of the month in the Gregorian calendar, in Rendille, it is the 14th day of the Sonder month.
Which is also 14 days of Shabbat in Hebrew.
Is it? So Rendille, yeah, it's the 14th day. Tomorrow is the last day of the month, of the bright days of the month, and then you enter into the dark days of the month where no events take place. You cannot marry during the dark days. You can only do marry during the bright days of the moon, and therefore the moon plays a central point, not as a sort of worship, but plays a central point in the calendar and being able to know the days. The moon faces advice on the number of the days of the month, and therefore it plays that critical role, but it's not for worship.
Wow, this is beautiful. Really, very identical to Jewish. Probably this connection might have made some few things different, but most of them sound
And similar.
very similar. Very, very similar.
Yeah, so I think mostly that, and inheritance. I think it's something also very important to talk about.
Yeah, but particularly the Yemenite and also the Sephardic, maybe, and also Ethiopian. Everything starts with the right. We put on our shoes on the right, everything on the right. So how does the rendille do on that?
Yeah, so for the Rendille community, the left hand is considered, belonging to the dead.
Bad luck.
It's bad luck.
Yeah.
It's bad. Technically, it's bad. That even when you get a child who's left-handed, you have to retrain that child to how to use the right hand. If you want to give someone, I want to hand over something to you, I can only hand it to you with the left hand, with the right hand.
Yes.
Unless it's tobacco, maize that is given, or now they use tobacco and others. When you are giving it to the dead, the grave, you use it your left hand. But if I'm giving you something, I must give it to you on my right hand. Left is considered, very bad.
Very bad.
And even when eating, you cannot use left hand. When walking, you have to start with your right leg first.
Yeah.
Left is considered an abomination, so to say. Yeah, so the right is considered more. Even when you are slaughtering sorio,
Yeah.
if a sorio happens to fall on the left hand, it's considered very bad. No, it's presupposed. It's very bad.
Wow.
So right is considered always the better option, the best actually to use.
How is circumcision important in the community?
So the Rendille circumcision, only that now it also happens at very advanced age, from 10 years and above, and it's more of cleansing. For boys, they're considered, boys are considered clean. They have the foreskin is dirty, it's considered dirty. So when apart from even decisions, key decisions that when you hear the community making a decision, it has to be made by the circumcised. Means you are clean. You are considered clean once you go through circumcision. And it happens every around 14 years, cycle of 14 years, on the Friday year. Rendille calendar, they count their years in sevens, groups of sevens. And they give names just like they give the days of the week. Rendille is of 7 days, starting from Ahad, which is Sunday, Lasmin, which is Monday, Talata, which is Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Arbah, which is Wednesday, Hamis, which is Thursday, Friday, Gumath, and then Sabti,
Which is like Sabbath.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could
Sabti,
consider
yeah.
Sabti is considered the last day of the week, Sabbath, Sabti,
Yeah.
and then now you start the cycle. So even for years, they follow a similar pattern. So rendilles count in groups of 7.
Wow.
So you hear, the Gumathia is when circumcision takes place. The Gumathia is the Friday year preceding Sabti.
Oh, okay.
So the year just before Sabti
Right.
is the year there's plenty, there's rain,
Mm.
and all that kind of.
Wow, counting of the week is maybe the current Hebrew calendar, maybe there are some things that change, but the most important that is quite similar is Sabdi. Sabdi, even the Arabs, they also call Sabdi, and also the Jews call Shabbat or Sabbath. Sabbath, and it's the end of the week, but it's also a very, very important day.
Oh, so Sunday is not the end of the week.
Sunday is the first day of the week. Just like in rendille,
Yes,
it's the first day of the week. Oh, different from all other communities where, I don't know, the Muslim is Sabti, the first day of the week, but the connection with what you have said, Sunday is the first day of the week. So which is absolutely.
First, someone has died. They don't incur any cost. That person has to be buried the same day. And the burial has to take place before 4 p.m. So if someone dies within the day, by 4 p.m., that person must have been buried. Because past 4 p.m. is considered another day. And therefore, that body should not lie unburied for another extra day. If someone dies at night, they cannot be buried at night. They have to wait for morning. Then they are buried. Next morning, that should also not go beyond 4 p.m. Burial can only be attended by men. Because, and during that time, that family, if they are livestock, cannot be slaughtered. Someone has died. Actually, cannot be slaughtered for the next 7 days.
Wow, it's like Shiva.
So cannot be slaughtered. They can, they are not supposed to put on expensive stuff. They cannot throw in a party for people. It's mourning. It's a period of mourning, and therefore, if they cannot even fetch water for themselves, in Traditional community where water has to be fetched from far, they cannot fetch water. People from that family have to mourn. So other members of the community will fetch water. If there's cooking to be done, it can only be cooked by people not from that household, from that family. And if, for instance, meat cannot be breeding meat, red meat cannot be brought into that family. If you have to bring meat, first it has to be an animal that is not from that family. So another family can slaughter a goat. That meat is first boiled so that it's not cooked. It's just boiled a little so that it's no longer red. That is the meat that can be brought to that family. And then, when you go to the grave, of course, men will do everything for a man when they will have to lie on the right side, facing north. So, the head has to face north. You cannot be buried facing up. It's an abomination being buried with your stomach. Actually, they say your stomach cannot be looking up.
Right.
That's like showing God your stomach that you are proud and stuff like that. So you have to be buried on the right for men. For women, it's left.
Wow.
Still facing north.
Right.
Something else about Rendille death is that once you go to the grave, of course it's men again. Once the burial takes place, there's always a container containing milk, a mixture of milk and water. So first, after you touch the soil, you bury, you clean your hands. Everyone who was there has to clean their hands, their feet. You have to smear some little milk, mixture of milk and water on your feet remove that dust, and all the tools that were used. If there was a jembe that was used to dig, if there was a rope that was used, anything that was used in that grave, before it goes home, it has to be smeared in that way to clean it, then it's taken home. And yeah, so burial has to take place the same day of the death. There are no coffins, of course. They're only wrapped in white cloth. Yeah, and that's majorly it. Familiars fear death. They do not want to be associated with with the dead person. Familiars don't stay near a dead body. No, has to be covered immediately and taken for burial.
So, connection to that, how did the rendille resisted Islam and Christianity for too long?
Yeah, actually, currently there's an influx of both Christianity and lately Islam.
Yeah.
The Rendille community, there's an onslaught, quite a bigger population, especially those who went to school, have been converted. And reason for conversion is most of the time goodies. Schools that built, school fees are paid, food is given, and mostly so those are the poor people. But even those, you'll find that those Rendilles who practice Christianity today practice Christianity side by side their Wah religion. They also still practice Islam, still practice Islam side by side, their Wah religion. But there are also a majority, especially those who are not going to school, who practice the authentic, traditional, original Rendille religion. Now, the reason why it's difficult for Rendilles to convert, or even if they convert, they still practice both. It's one, because of the traditional ceremonies. You'll find people who've converted to Christianity. When it comes to Surreal Christianity, they will tell them that Jesus was their last sacrifice. You are not allowed to sacrifice, but you still find Rendille Christians, participating and partaking in Surreal ceremony. So the difficulty has been, and why they have resisted, is because these new religions do not, live side by side with their traditional belief system. The belief of Wah, the Surreal, the lunar calendar. There's quite a lot of Rendille tradition that is so important for the community, such that even if some of them convert, they will still want to practice, their authentic Wah, one God religion.
Very, very, very good. And did ever the rendille thought that they are maybe the lost tribe of Israel?
Rendilles have no, traditional Rendilles who are settled in the desert and who live among, with their livestock as pastoralists, have, maybe because of the disconnect, distance where they settle, the way of life, and probably also lack of connection. There has not been that serious even thoughts. But a few of those of us and others who have gone to school, who've read about the Jewish and the Israelites and all, you find similarities.
Yeah.
You find similarities in the Rendille story of how the first man appeared for Fen with his walking stick, being led by a cloud as he walked. There are stories of Rendille and how they separated with the Dasmach. Dasmach is a tribe that lives around the Omo Valley in Ethiopia. Dasmach, and Rendille called them Geleba. Geleba means those of the evening.
Yeah.
They believe that Geleba are part of Rendille who were separated from them when the waters were joined. So the other Rendilles crossed the water, similar to the Moses story.
Yeah.
The water was separated, the other members, crossed. Then when the water joined, their community, a member of the Rendille community, were left on the other side of the water.
Okay.
And therefore, those are the Geleba, the people of the evening, because some of them were lazy, some of them woke up late, while others have moved already. Therefore, wakakatwa na maji.
Maybe those the ones who did not leave Egypt. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then the place of the holy stick, the rendille stick of God.
Yeah.
We still believe, and rendille still believe, and we know ourselves as, I think, the only community who are still the holders of that holy stick of God. We have it. Every rendille man has to get one, and it holds a very critical point in the rendille traditional belief system.
In Jewish laws, we have what is called dietary laws or kosher. So, how does rendille do on kosher, particularly meat and milk? How does those two separate?
Yeah, so milk actually forms a very a bigger percentage of daily food. Meat is not eaten on a daily basis. It's not readily available every day. It's not every day you can slaughter your goats. Your cows for that matter. But so milk, most of the time people subsist on milk. They take milk for meals during the day. Now that the other foods that have been introduced, but mostly it used to be milk. Now, if you take milk, for instance, in the morning, and you slaughter cereal during the day, in the morning, and slaughter, you cannot actually eat meat with milk. It's a taboo mixing milk and meat. So eating milk, drinking milk, and eating meat at the same time. The example they use is that you have you'll similar to constipation somehow. But it's just a way of avoiding it.
Yeah, to make sure that you are
to make sure that you follow. So you don't take milk and meat together.
Right.
It's a taboo. It's not even allowed.
Right.
If I ate meat, during the day, and I need something to drink, especially now that a lot of tea is being taken. After eating meat, I'm only allowed or permitted to take black tea.
Wow.
Without milk. But if I eat meat during the lunchtime, I can still comfortably take milk in the evening.
Yes. If you took meat in the lunchtime.
Yes, lunchtime.
So
In the evening you can consider taking milk, but you cannot take milk and meat together. It's bad.
Wow. Maybe the last question. Do rendille have ever had anything like written books on the skin hides or any ornaments look like this, the menorah look like this, or
I'm not really writing per se. I would consider it writing, but we have tools they use, like the madal,
right,
have a similar shape.
Oh, the madal.
Yes,
Okay.
have a similar shape, but not exactly like that.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
conical at the top.
Yeah.
That all handle where to hold. Mostly it's container
Right.
closure, but then writing, not any that I've come across. If they had any,
Yeah.
probably they lost it in the desert and they wandered around. But no writing whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
Is the name Moshe ever happened? The name Moshe or Musa given to rendille boys, or maybe anyone mentioned, or the Sinai desert ever mentioned?
Not rendille names. No, Moshe, no. Not.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's wow.
It's a lot of work.
Ongea kwa Kiswahili.
Carboran. Rendille zamani iko watu inaitwa kosa, ni kama waganga na si waganga. Inafikiria kitu, kufikiria hiyo kitu atakuwa. Sasa makosa ya rendille yote akakutana, akasema tutafanya nini hapa? Tunataka kufuka, tutafukaje? Yani hiyo makosa akasema kijana ya Galboroni ndio kafukisha sisi, na hii kijana iko peke yake kwa mama yake. Sasa inaambia watani, endeni mkajeni, watani naenda kesho tena mwingine, na hii kijana haikujirudia yeye, nafuata tu wenye kwenda yote mpaka kijana akakuja akauliza, mababa, mimi niulize nyinyi kitu moja, nguruve yangu kupumzika, mimi sipumziki, mimi niko hapa ndio mimi sipumzike. Akaambia sasa iko hivi, wewe ndio utafukisha sisi mwisho. Akatoa kitu chake akaingia maji akaenda naye, maji akakatika. Hao wengine akafuka, chandili akapata.
Wow, it's like ile ya Musa cross. And then ndio hiyo Red Sea.
Yeah. Chandila alikuwa wanajua. Kwa hivyo hiyo maji ndio amesuya. Hakuna milango, hakuna ndani ya chandila kwa pande ya rendille.
Sawa. Yeah. Sasa kitu kingine Mungu inakuaje kabla ya Christianity na Islam? Sisi tulikuwa tunaabudu nani? Wengine anaandika kama wale watu wa Kristo wanaandika tulikuwa tunaabudu, tunaabudu moon, mwezi. Je, ni kweli ama sisi tulikuwa tunaabudu Mungu mmoja?
Rendille maombi yake hakuna, alikuwa hana kusema mimi ni Muislamu, mimi ni mtu wa kanisa. Hawa wanajenga napo
najua ile ya moto. Kama mimi moto, bibi yangu ilikufa moto, baada ile moto bibi alikufa, hiyo moto tata haijaendelea.
So hawa kwa hivyo rendille alikuwa nabo tunaombea wapi? Kwa kile jioni, kila jioni asubuhi ngamia kufunguliwa, inafuata wazee, inafuata ngamia inakaa nje ya boma, narudi kuangalia boma kuombea. Sasa wenye kuchunga hiyo mali, hiyo ndio maombi ya rendille. Na iko kondoo shule asubuhi inapatiwa mkono hapo, inakushika mgongo, tumbo hapo, mkia ndio rendille naomba naye na kuonesha hii kitu ya kuhubiri, kuonesha Mungu. Ndio naweka moto, alafu watu unafanya iko kwa iko kwa kitu ya ndofu na songwa, ndio wanafanywa watu hivi. Sasa asubuhi iko
wewe unajua Kiingereza wewe kwa English kama rekodi kwa English hata kwa hiyo amesema hatujaabudu mwezi, hatuwezi kuworship, we don't worship the moon, kwa sababu the writing iliyoandikwa, na ndio maana nimesema inabidi nichukue cost kurekebisha hii mambo.
Sasa mimi aongea kwa Kiswahili
ameongea kwa Kiswahili mzuri, ni ile tu ku translate kwamba sisi hatuabudu in English.
ndio
Abiyo.
Newe. Niko sakata sama dago. Ya. Ai, ndio wala.
Ya, wata yake sikata sama kaje to siri.
Anda kama ni leka je mwenyewe.
Atapenda kaje. Ndio ile yetu
What times of the day? Yeah.
As rendille, our function or our holiday start in the evening for the preparation of the day. The next day. In the morning. We do everything and then we are ready for the day tomorrow. Especially like Sorio or on Sundays. Yeah, that is on Friday. When we see moon, we have in the morning, we do everything in the evening. And then in the morning, we are ready for the day.
So Sorio is equivalent to Passover in Hebrew.
Yes.
In Jewish.
Yes.
Yes, Passover or Pesach.
Yes, we do in the evening. We are ready for tomorrow, but we don't do in the morning.
Right.
We do in the evening again.
Wow, that's good because also in Judaism, everything starts in the evening. Wow, thank you
Because
so much.
we make our camel bath,
Right.
and then we start slaughter our sheep and goat,
Right.
and do in the evening. But we prepare everything in the evening. The following day we are ready for that, and then finish in the evening
Evening.
again.
Yeah, wow, that's
ngimenye nogoro nafugenyo nalegeli batanyola nalegeli garendille halmakoro gudmogelo doigora afataka gogo nawe kamuranya gollojigra bakon alegi akiyafna niyafi albale bale nyola nehukumi beriye nagono tantenyo togelite etimige nilito wabo kamuranya akollone nolso akibarina nabariso akiyafna niyafi قال يعرف الردية يروكا الموجة وقعناو وقناوي قرن الليل أبلاستي كبلاسو كل جيرا وخوليجي نعود الرا اللوديني نقول إنه كل عية وجيروكا نبيتية روجي شو بتشكل ميل حقول ميجي الردانياي الرقويا الردعي بورات أكيسو خايني نعكبريسو كمورايا أبلوهاني مجدبنو نعتبين كل جيرا ناخذنيو وخوليجي
reside in the vast Kaisut Desert, situated in the western part of Marsabit County of Kenya. With a population of approximately 64,000 people, they proudly preserve their nomadic lifestyle, closely connected to the land they call their promised land.